Speaking of wrestling.
Thank you.
Oh. It's just everything is.
Right.
7 o'clock. Good evening, welcome to the Clifton Park Town Board February 28th meeting. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Teresa, would you call the roll?
Councilwoman Flood?
Here.
Councilwoman Standard?
Here.
Councilman Morelli?
Here.
Councilwoman Wallowitz? Supervisor Barrett?
Here, entertain a motion to approve Town Board meeting minutes of February 7th and 14th.
So moved.
Good, it's on the table. Discussion? Okay, Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz? Yes. Supervisor Barrett?
Yes, communications and announcements. A couple of quick things. We still have folks coming up every day to pick up home COVID test kits. So that's something that you still desire. We still have some. So please come to my office and we will provide you that and masks if that would be of help to you as well. Secondly, tomorrow is the last day to get your application in for the Clifton Park Preparation and Resiliency Fund program. So the deadline was March 1st. So if you're still not quite there with your application, get it to us tomorrow. You can email it to us or drop it off, either way. But get those in. Any other communications and announcements?
I do. I just want to remind everybody that First Friday at the Historic Rooms Tavern is March 4th at 7 o'clock. And Kathleen Sandvich from the Townley and Wheeler Funeral Home is going to be discussing and speaking about the advantages of taking charge of your funeral arrangements so you can make good financial choices now. So we're looking forward to that First Friday.
Okay, very good.
Do you know roughly how many applications we have?
Excuse me?
Do you know roughly how many applications we have for the nonprofit?
Oh, 30, I think we have, unless some came in this afternoon. Last I knew, we had 30, 31.
Nice.
I wasn't here late this afternoon, so could be higher than that. So good number. Haven't gone through them yet to analyze, to make sure that they do fit the qualifications and parameters of the program. All right.
Can I say one more thing too?
Oh, yeah.
Just real quick, I have a very strong Ukrainian heritage, and I would just like to say, that our thoughts and prayers are with everybody over there that are being slaughtered needlessly. Thank you.
Yeah, it's I tell you, we are able to see so much of what goes on in real time. I mean, the amount of reporting from the ground and the pictures, and it's it's amazing to see, and something so awful is happening to so many people. So we certainly pray and hope that the slaughter of innocent people ends immediately. So thank you. All right, we do have, let's see, we had 7:05 here, 7:04. Well, by the time we do have a public hearing tonight. It's on a conservation easement application through our historic preservation program. And Teresa's going to read the legal notice as it appears in the Gazette.
Town of Clifton Park, County of Saratoga, State of New York. Notice of public hearings regarding conservation easement historic preservation applications. Please take notice that the town board of the Town of Clifton Park will conduct public hearings on Monday, February 28, 2022 at 7:05 p.m. in the Wood Memorial Room, 1 Town Hall Plaza, Town of Clifton Park, County of Saratoga, State of New York, at which time and place public comment may be made to the town board with regard to the conservation easement historic preservation applications under the conservation easement law relating to properties at 178 Bishopberry Road and 589 Rooms Road. Copies of the application may be inspected in the town clerk's office during normal business hours, and that was in the February 9th, 2022 Gazette.
Okay, very good. John, was there anything you wanted to say on this application?
Just that we have our chairwoman, Linda Seymour, here for the Historic Preservation Commission tonight, who, on behalf of the commission, would like to speak on the properties.
Very good. Please, Linda, now would be the time.
Thank you, Linda, too, for all the work you do for going and inspecting all of these properties.
Well, that's a pleasure. When you own an old home, it's always nice to see other old homes in the area. John Shear, our town historian, is not able to attend tonight, but I would like very much to speak a little bit about these easements. The first one I'll mention is the Chauncey and Ruth Brockway house. That's 589 Grooms Road. This was a home that recently came on the register, not because it's new, it's quite old. It was built in 1837 by Chauncey and his wife Ruth, and they owned it for a number of years. It was idle for a while without any owners in it, and then in 1883 it was purchased by Orville Ostrom, which is also another famous name in this community. And that passed down for several generations, and their grandson Wallace Ostrom sold the house in 1971. A more recent owner, Ray Marcucci, Elizabeth, purchased this and sought out a register, to have it on a register, and then on the easement. As all of you know, but maybe some of the public don't, it's not an easy process to get an easement, because it is important that owners understand that there are obligations that go with this easement. And so you know those and have accepted that you will maintain the outside of this home and will seek guidance from the Historic Preservation Commission if you want to do things like roofing, siding, windows, any landscaping, that sort of thing. So with that in mind, John has put your house up here on the screen. And maybe you'd like to say a few words about what drew you to buying this house and what you've done or have not done to this house since you owned it.
She actually found it for me. For us. And we've been, I don't know, a couple of years. It was for sale a while ago, maybe, I don't know, 4 or 3 years. Blondes, yeah, blondes. Anyway, we finally bought it, and we love it. You know, real warm. Everybody comes over there, they said, "Boy, this is a really warm house."
Well, John Shear and the commission members who visited your house said that it has the original features, including some windows and doors, chair railing, baseboard moldings, and they were especially impressed with the front door. Apparently behind it, it is the original door. I understand though that you also have a kind of a carriage house that goes with this.
Yeah, the animals used to live in there, and I was kind of horses, and I was trying to shore up the bottom, the flooring, and I took it up and I just found bones this big down there.
Oh.
I kept them. I don't know what to do with them, you know. But anyway, I was going to shore it up and then put the original boards back down on it.
The white plank.
The white plank.
Wide paint.
That's it.
There's a loft also, a beautiful loft up there, with all the old baskets and a lot of the old things that they saved there. I think it was Elizabeth Rogers who owned it at some point for about 40 years. And they saved everything.
And now it's yours to save.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful, and thank you for sharing that with us. So the resolution will be in front of the town board a little bit later this evening. Our second house is the Abner Irish House, and I am expecting the owners, Michael and Tricia Bibighas, to come this evening, but they have a young family. And as all of us who've had young families or have young families know, sometimes things happen and distractions happen that prevent you from doing what you originally set out to do. So they are aware of that they have to get the agreement into you as soon as possible. So this is the Abner Irish House down on Bishop Ferry Road. Some of you will recognize it. It's just a little bit down the road from where the transfer station is, and it has the ponds in front of it. And one of the things that the new owners have done is that they have actually cleared out those ponds, and their 4 small children use the ponds to kayak and to actually swim in those ponds. In my last conversation with Mrs. Bibighas, she told me that not only do they have chickens in the back there, but they also have 2 miniature ponies that they inherited. One of the things that they also did was they went through the town building and planning department, and they put on an addition to the back of this house. What was important to the Historic Preservation Commission was that they honor this house and not disturb its original features, and they were true to that. The only alteration to this house during this construction was to add, to remove a window on the 2nd story at the back of the house where they have a walkway that goes to a structure that has 3-car garage underneath and a master suite above it. So it's hard, you can see it from the road, but not, it's not distracting at all. And so they complied with what the commission asked them to do. And so we felt it was honorable to recommend that they have this easement on this property. So now as far as the Abner Irish House is concerned, that has been on our register for quite a long time. And it was built by Abner Irish and his wife, Thankful, unusual name, who arrived from Armenia. And this is, John Shear gets really upset about this because everybody thinks it's Armenia, but it's not. It's Armenia in Dutchess County. And it retains a lot of the interior work, including mantles and woodwork, staircases and windows. These windows are very unique. They are actually, I think, 6 over 6. It's hard to tell. So they're as far as the panes of glass are concerned. And so when you look at them, they're the original, and they have a storm window sort of to protect them from the outside, because they are so, well, they're not pristine. They are in need of care, which they intend to do eventually, to take them down and to repair them. So, and we are also recommending this house to be approved tonight for the resolution. So thank you very much for your time, and if anybody else has any questions or comments that they want to make, I prefer the floor to you.
Very good. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, and appreciate you coming here tonight to talk about these two very nice properties. And we do appreciate, the partnership between the homeowners and the town. We enjoy adding more properties to our efforts, and the historic preservation does a great job. And we hope there's some benefit there for you and some incentive to maintain the house as an historic house well into the future. But we understand that can be expensive. So providing this incentive will hopefully more than offset those costs. Any comments, questions from the board? Okay, is there anybody here that would like to speak on this matter? Okay. Very good. With that, we'll close the public hearing. As Linda mentioned, we do have resolutions prepared, so we'll consider those in the near future here. Next up, Town Center Park update. EDP is here. Joe Daniel, how you doing, Joe?
I'm doing well. How's everyone doing today?
Good. So we, after the allocation of funds, based on construction estimates for the park, once that was completed, we did have a one last, if you will, public meeting to gain some more feedback and comment from residents. We had a great turnout that night, and here we are today. We continue to work on the details, and Joe's here to give us an update. So thanks, Joe.
Yeah, so just quickly looking at, this is the overall phase 1 of the park that we're presenting. We're putting parking areas off of Maxwell and Southside Drive, also a smaller parking area coming off Moe Road, construction of the spine trail and the glade area. We're bringing water service into the property for protection, as well as irrigating the grove area itself. We did not do any sewer at this point in time, as we're not sure ultimately what the future phases will bring for flows from whatever buildings get built within there. We are bringing electrical. We are proposing a quite extensive lighting path, completely lighting the entire spine trail and the glade as well. Everything's pretty much consistent with what we presented in October at that public meeting. Really been no changes. We are looking to submit or open the bid to contractors Monday of next week. We've had a couple setbacks. One of our sub-consultants was out on a COVID leave for about the last 10 days and just got back in today, so that kind of delayed us a little bit. But we are looking to allow contractors to start picking up the documents as early as Monday of next week, giving them about a 4-week process to bid. We're hoping to have a bid opening in late March, award the bid early April. And then what we are looking to, what we have in the contract documents is substantial completion by August 31st of this year, and then final completion by October 15th of this year. So with that schedule, and the way everything's looking right now, the park will be open for use somewhere between August and October.
Now, the one supply chain issue we may have is with the lighting. Is that correct?
Yeah, lighting could be a long lead time, as well as certainly with the current political controversies in the globe, the cost of oil is shooting up, which is significantly raising the cost of any petroleum products, and there's a lot of asphalt in this project. So
Well, that's
hoping the
been,
bids
that's been
still
going
come-
up all year.
Yeah, we're
Over a
hoping the bids still come in where we expect them to, but again, that's kind of an outlier that's been really creeping up on everybody lately in a lot of the projects we do.
Yeah. So, but it seemed to be that the lead time for the lights would be months, right?
They seem to have gotten better since we talked in October. I think we were talking about a 26-week lead time.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I think we're somewhere in the 12 to 18 weeks in the current setting. Again, who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows in this climate?
Well, metal poles for a variety of things have been incredibly difficult. We have projects that are sitting undone here in town because of that. It's very, very frustrating. 4 months.
And then again, that might be something we work out with the bidders if they know they can't get these items supplied. It may be the lighting has to wait till the spring. But again, we're trying to work with that completion date on October.
Right, right. Yeah, I just don't, I just want to make sure we're all aware of what some of the delays might be in the supply chain issues that are affecting many industries. So that seems to be the one that might hit us here.
But
Now, what we, the last time, well, when we had that public meeting, we were talking about I think when you were here last, we were talking about the groundwater situation on the south side, Maxwell side, where the parking lot is. And you were able to come up with a good plan to meet all the regulations, but hopefully maintain costs at a good level, right?
correct. And that was something we had to tackle early on in this process. I know our original plans for the entire park was to develop this as the parking lot closest to Maxwell Drive. But through test pits and stormwater analysis, it really became the most appropriate thing is to save this existing area where there's stormwater for the existing town roads, Maxwell and Southside Drive, and develop the parking lot behind it and do a much smaller renovation to the stormwater system than rebuilding an entire storm pond, which would have significantly increased cost and removal of vegetation. We did everything we could to preserve as many of the large trees as we could on the property. Certainly in this area, we went out and did a tree survey, marking every tree larger than 12 inches in diameter, and positioned the parking lot and turnaround areas and light poles in areas that would minimize the impact to that mature vegetation.
Mm-hmm. All right, good. Well, that gives us a timeline on the bidding process, and which I also want to make sure we're all aware of. Anything else that you can think of at this point?
Nothing else. I know one of the ad alternates we're proposing is providing power within the Grove area on various poles. We would have 6 outlets that would be able to supply high voltage power to vendors that could come to the park. It's potentially could be pricey, but again, that's why we put it in there as an add-on. One of the things that needs to accompany that portion is our main transformer is going to come in off Mow Road and be hidden up in this area behind some landscaping. In order to provide this level of power here, we have to install a sub-circuit at this location, which will ultimately be set up to supply power to what we envision in the town's vision as we'll say restroom facility or small pavilion restroom facility in that area. So as part of that add-on, we are bringing that circuit in, which will be able to be utilized in the future for that use.
Yeah.
So that'll, again, I know it's something the town wants to do, so we thought this was the best way to go about this.
Yeah, we definitely want services into that area. I'm sure as time goes on, there'll be uses and events held there, so I think it would be good to, as far as water, electric, and anything that we can do to bring those services to that area would be important.
Right. Ultimately sewer.
Yeah.
As well, but again, we need to know what kind of flows we're dealing with.
Right. John, anything you want to add on?
I think Joe did a good job. Town staff's been coordinating with environmental design partnerships to advance bid spec for the board's review. So we, Joe did a good job capturing a snapshot of where we are today.
Any questions for Joe? Yep. All right, well, thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And we look forward to a great project at the end of the day.
It'll be exciting.
Yeah.
A lot going on
sure.
right at that intersection.
That's for sure. Yeah, the new Brothers restaurant is coming right along too, right there as well.
I think everyone will be open right about the same day.
Yeah, could be. All right, we do have a number of resolutions for consideration. Thank you. Teresa, if you could read through those, please.
A resolution accepting applications for inclusion in the Conservation Easement Historic Preservation Program for lands located at 178 Bishop Ferry Road and 589 Grooms Road. Whereas a public hearing was held on February 28, 2022, to allow the town board to receive public comment regarding 2 conservation easement historic preservation applications for lands located at 178 Bishop Ferry Road and 589 Grooms Road in accordance with Chapter 125 of the Town Code as amended. And whereas the town board has considered the applications and the comments received, now therefore be it resolved that the action constitutes a type 2 action pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act. No further environmental review is required. And be it further resolved that the application for the home located at 178 Bishop Ferry Road, Clifton Park, owned by Michael and Tricia Biblichouse and known as the Abner Irish House, is hereby accepted and is granted a 25-year conservation easement historic preservation in accordance with the attached application pursuant to Chapter 125 of the Town Code. And be it further resolved that the application for the home located at 589 Grooms Road, Clifton Park, owned by Raymond Marchusi and known as the Chauncey and Ruth Brockway House, is hereby accepted and is granted a 25-year conservation easement historic preservation in accordance with the attached application pursuant to Chapter 125 of the Town Code. A resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign contracts with the 2022 subcontract hires. Whereas Myla Kramer, Director of Parks, Recreation, and Community Affairs, has requested that the town board authorize a contract with Gina Family for pickleball activities, both youth and adults, as part of its 2022 recreation programs. And whereas the town board supports such additions to its recreation programs. Now therefore be it resolved that the town supervisor is hereby authorized to sign the attached contract with Gina Family as a 2022 recreation subcontractor to be paid from general fund recreation contractors. A resolution authorizing Gary and Nancy Schwartz to serve alcoholic beverages at a gathering to be held at the Grooms Tavern on April 9, 2022. Whereas Gary and Nancy Schwartz, 38 Esopus Drive, Clifton Park, are hosting a gathering on April 9, 2022 from 5 to 8 p.m. And whereas Gary and Nancy Schwartz have requested permission to serve alcohol in the form of beer and wine at the event. Now therefore be it resolved that Gary and Nancy Schwartz are hereby authorized to serve beer and wine at a gathering at Grooms Tavern on April 9th, 2022 from 5 to 8 p.m. A resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign an outside user agreement for the Corporate Commerce Sewer District for property located at 29A, 29B Vista Court, currently known as the lands of Griner Brothers Builders, LLC, a 2-family residential structure. Whereas the town board, as commissioners of the Corporate Commerce Sewer District Number 1, has received a request to extend service to land owned by Griner Brothers Builders, LLC, to be developed as a 2-family duplex residential structure, particularly identified as SBL 270.8-5-4.2. And whereas the real property is located outside the current service area of the Corporate Commerce Sewer District. And whereas the sewer department has determined that sufficient capacity exists within the Corporate Commerce Sewer District to provide service to the property. And whereas the town board recognizes the environmental planning and policy objectives met by approving sewer line over alternative plans. And whereas the Corporate Commerce Sewer District was established pursuant to a map plan and report prepared by McDonald Engineering as revised in February of 2003. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board, as commissioners of the Corporate Commerce Sewer District Number 1, hereby approves an outside user connection to the district's facilities for property located at 29A, 29B Vista Court, Clifton Park, New York, with rates for operating, maintaining, and debt service changes established per the map plan report as revised. And be it further resolved that the outside user agreement shall be assigned to all the residents to be built at 29A, 29B Vista Court, and connected to the corporate commerce sewer district facilities. And be it further resolved that the planning department shall note the outside user agreements for each property on the final subdivision. And be it further resolved that the applicant shall be required to pay hookup fees of $1,000 per unit at the time of issuance of the building permit. A resolution increasing justice court revenues and expenditures by $6,442 for office equipment purchased with funds received from a Justice Court Assistance Program grant. Whereas the town board passed resolution number 212 of 2021, authorizing the Honorable James F. Hughes and Honorable Robert A. Ryback to apply for a Justice Court Assistance Program grant towards the purchase and installation of office equipment. And whereas the Clifton Park Justice Court was awarded $6,040 from the Justice Court Assistance Program grant. Now therefore be it resolved that the comptroller is hereby authorized to increase Justice Court revenues by $6,442 New York State government aid, and also to increase expenditures of $6,040 and $402 municipal court office supplies, and the $402 from the municipal court computer. A resolution authorizing conversion work on 2 new vehicles acquired for the Public Safety Department, including warning lights, lettering, striping, and radios, per the quotation from Auto Solutions of New York. Whereas by resolution number 8 of 2022, the town board authorized the Director of Safety and Security to purchase 2 2022 Dodge Durango all-wheel drive vehicles produced by the Public Safety Department. And whereas on February 18th, 2022, bids were opened on a solicitation for safety and security vehicle conversion work to fit the vehicles out with accessories and equipment for security use pursuant to section 103 of the general municipal law. And whereas Auto Solutions of New York, Scotia, New York submitted the lowest responsible bid at $8,870.96 each for the conversion of 2 vehicles. And whereas Louis Pasquarel, Director of Public Safety, has reviewed the bids and recommends that the bid for the conversion work be awarded to Auto Solutions of New York as low bidder. Now therefore be it resolved that Louis Pasquarel is authorized to engage Auto Solutions of New York to complete the conversion in an amount not to exceed $17,741.92 for 2 vehicles as outlined, to be paid through municipal lease financing consistent with the purchase of the vehicles. A resolution to authorize the purchase of Microsoft Surface Go 3 tablets and accessories for the use with the new parcel and permitting software. Whereas resolution number 276 of 2021, pursuant to a recommendation by the Information Technology Advisory Committee, the town board accepted the proposal of Online Solutions LLC for CitizenServe, its parcel management software, to be used by various departments for building plans, permits, planning, and zoning board reviews and inspections. And whereas CitizenServe can be used in the field with the use of handheld devices, and whereas Director of Building and Development Stephen Myers and Director of Planning John Scavo wish to provide tablets to their departments for the use of conducting reviews and inspections in the field. And whereas the town's IT consultant has recommended to staff that Microsoft Surface Go 3 tablets would be able to be configured with network safety and security, and would be best able to provide internet access to CitizenServe, and could be equipped with a rugged case. And whereas vendors were contacted for pricing and availability of the Microsoft Surface Go 3 tablets, with staples showing availability for the Go 3 HGM GB tablets, as well as Urban Armor Gear rugged cases and smart pens available in the quantity and configuration desired, as a cost not to exceed $11,749. And whereas review of comparable vendors showed inadequate supplies or limitations upon quantity purchased at the lowest available prices. Now therefore be it resolved that the town is authorized to purchase 15 Microsoft Surface Go 3 tablets with accessories as listed in the attached Schedule A from Staples as the best value per resolution number 48 of 2021, and be it further resolved, the comptroller is authorized to transfer from contingency $11,749 to general fund town hall operations equipment. A resolution authorizing ABS Solutions to assist with the deployment and implementation of the parcel permitting software as the town migrates from its prior platform Unicity to CitizenServe. Whereas by resolution number 276 of 2021, the town board accepts the Online Solutions LLC proposal for implementation of its cloud-based permitting, planning, and zoning software solution known as CitizenServe. And whereas ABS Solutions has been the town's IT consultant since 2015, and the town wishes to engage ABS Solutions as IT consultants to complete the conversion from Unicity to CitizenServe at a cost not to exceed $14,000 for information technology services related to its migration, conversion, and implementation. Now therefore be it resolved that the comptroller is authorized to transfer $14,000 from contingency to the general fund town hall operations equipment for information technology services to include hours billed and necessary network upgrades for the project. A resolution authorizing the hiring of 2022 summer help for the Buildings and Grounds Department, whereas openings exist for seasonal help in the Buildings and Grounds Department, and whereas Daniel Clemens, Director of Buildings, Parks, and Recreation, has recommended that the individuals listed in Schedule A be hired to fill the seasonal positions. Now therefore be it resolved that those individuals listed in Schedule A be employed as seasonal help for the Buildings and Grounds Department for 2022 to be paid as listed, effective immediately. A resolution accepting proposals from T&J Electrical Associates Incorporated, Clifton Park, and Executive Electric LLC Amsterdam for the electrical repair and maintenance of the town-owned streetlights. Whereas in December of 2020, the town board completed acquisition of streetlights within the town from both National Grid and NYSEG, and whereas the town's removal and replacement of all such lights is complete with the successful installation of the LED lights by Executive Electric under subcontract to Siemens Incorporated, and whereas to provide the capability to identify, service, and repair components of the newly acquired streetlights, including underground wiring as necessary, Daniel Clemens, Director of Buildings, Parks, and Recreation, circulated a request for proposal to qualified electrical contracting firms with the goal of awarding first responder electrical work to one or more qualified electrical contractors at established hourly rates on both an emergent and non-emergent basis. And whereas T&J Electrical Associates Clifton Park submitted the lowest conforming quote in categories as listed on the attached quote cover sheet. And whereas Executive Electric LLC Amsterdam, New York submitted the second lowest conforming quote in the same categories as listed on the attached quote cover sheet. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board authorizes Daniel Clemens, Director of Buildings, Parks, and Recreation, to retain T&J Electrical Associates and Executive Electric at hourly rates quoted to perform first responder electrical services, to locate, diagnose, and perform repair and maintenance services as needed for the town's recently installed LED streetlight system and attachments. And be it further resolved that the comptroller is authorized to compensate services rendered pursuant to purchase orders issued by Mr. Clemens from account Lighting District General Maintenance to be transferred from Lighting District Utilities. A resolution awarding a bid for a new leaf vacuum for the Clifton Knolls Leaf District. Whereas on January 19th, 2022, bids were publicly opened for the above referenced contract. And whereas the sole bidder for this contract was Stevenson Equipment Incorporated, 3 Industry Drive, Waterford, New York, in the amount of $75,343. And whereas the Highway Superintendent Dan Bull has received the bid and has recommended the bid of Stevenson Equipment Incorporated be accepted for an amount of $75,343. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby accepts and awards the above referenced bid to Stevenson Equipment Incorporated, an amount not to exceed $75,343 to be paid from Clifton Knolls Leaf District Equipment with a budget transfer of $54,343 from assigned fund balance to the Clifton Knolls Leaf District Equipment. A resolution authorizing short-term use of street sweeping services from Evolution Construction Services for use by the Highway Department. Whereas Highway Superintendent Dan Bull has requested authorization to use Evolution Construction Services for assistance with the Spring Street Sweeping Services Program since the town's main sweeper was destroyed in the White Building fire. And whereas Saratoga County conducted a request for bids for such services in January of 2020, and Mr. Bull requests authorization to retain Evolution Construction Services for street sweeping services by piggybacking off the Saratoga County pavement service rates listed in specifications 20-PWPSR-46R, and whereas available documentation from Saratoga County Purchasing Department demonstrating that pricing from the 2020 bids are extended through January of 2023. Contract pricing valid through January 31st, 2023. Now therefore be it resolved that the Highway Department is authorized to retain Evolution Construction Services for a period of 2 weeks for street sweeping services at a time to be determined dependent on weather conditions and the issuing of a purchase order in an amount not to exceed $19,620 to be paid from Highway Fund General Construction Equipment Rental, and be it further resolved that the cost of the 2-week rental be included in the existing claim for damages and losses caused by the White Building fire of the August 17th, 2021. A resolution to extend the professional services contract with Barton & Judas for engineering and consulting services for drainage remediation on Bruno Road. Whereas by resolution number 47 of 2019, the town board approved a professional engineering services agreement with Barton & Judas to assist with permit application and design services for flood remediation solutions at Plank, Nadler, and Bruno Roads. And whereas by resolution number 39 of 2021, the town board determined that the Bruno Road portion of the project would be a type 2 project under SEQR. A negative declaration was issued and a permit subsequently issued from the Army Corps of Engineers. And whereas the Highway Superintendent Dan Bull has asked for authorization to extend the existing professional services contract with Barton & Judas for consulting services associated with the Army Corps permit, as well as design and bid documents for the project. Now therefore be it resolved that the Highway Superintendent Bull is authorized to execute amendment number 1 to the professional services contract with Barton & Judas in an amount not to exceed $15,035 to be paid from General Fund Drainage Repairs Engineering.
Okay, is that it? All right. Sure. Why not, right? As long as we're here. Any questions on the resolutions? Okay. Teresa, if you could go through the heading and we'll consider each one individually.
Resolution number 48 of 2022, a resolution accepting applications for inclusion in the Conservation Easement Historic Preservation Program for lands located at 178 Bishop Dairy Road and 589 Grooms Road. So, second.
Okay, this is this proposal's on the table, and we heard some great information about the 2 properties. Thank you very much, Brenda. Thank you for being here and your partnership, as I mentioned before. And any comments before we go? Okay, Teresa.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Stander?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 49 of 2022, a resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign contracts with 2022 subcontract hires.
Second.
Resolutions on the table. Discussion. Okay, Teresa.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Stander?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes. Was there anything you wanted to mention, Milo?
I would want to say that registration for a majority of our programs for spring and summer opened last week.
Mm-hmm.
So even though there's a lot of snow and it's cold outside, people are excited to start signing up for programs. And pickleball is expected to be very popular, and we're very appreciative that they reached out to us. Gina, there's another gentleman that's going to be working with her to run the programs both for youth and adults.
Yeah, it's a sport that continues to grow in popularity. I think it really came into the public consciousness maybe about 10 years ago. Used to see it a lot in Florida, but it's migrated up this way. People from Florida going back and forth brought it up here, and different organizations established their own pickleball leagues. We've lined our courts, our tennis courts, for many years now, and every year it seems to get a little more popular. So, all right, very good. Teresa, on to the next.
Resolution number 50 of 2022, a resolution authorizing Gary and Nancy Schwartz to serve alcoholic beverages at a gathering to be held at the Grimms Tavern on April 9th, 2022.
So moved. Second.
Yeah, resolutions on the table, discussion. Okay, Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 51 of 2022, a resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign an outside user agreement with the corporate Commerce Sewer District for property located at 29A, 29B Vista Court, currently known as the lands of Griner Brothers Builders LLC, a two-family residential structure.
So moved.
Second.
Resolutions on the table. John, is there anything you want to add to this discussion?
No, it's just that, well, Vistas West has been developed. This was an outlier parcel that also added a duplex, so it's tying in separately, but it's just an outside user agreement for corporate commerce sewer district to provide public sewer access.
Very good. Any discussion, questions for John? Okay, Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 52 of 2022, a resolution increasing Justice Court revenues and expenditures by $6,442 for office equipment purchases, purchased with funds received from a Justice Court Assistance Program grant.
So moved.
Okay, resolutions on the table. Questions, discussion? Nobody from the courts here this evening, but, okay. Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 53 of 2022, a resolution authorizing conversion work on two new vehicles acquired for the Public Safety Department, including warning lights, lettering, striping, and radios per the quotation from Auto Solutions of New York.
So moved.
Second.
Resolutions on the table. Lou? Couple new vehicles and, gotta get it all loaded up, right?
That's correct. We did the legal notice, we have our sealed bids. We sent out to 5 dealers, got 2 back. Auto Solutions was the lowest bid. The other one, Rosa, was quite high. They're not a Wayland dealer, so he had to go out third party. That's what increased the cost.
What's the lead time, Lou?
Well, the vehicles, they're talking June-ish, July. This year, with all the material and everything, hopefully we'll have it by May or June. So I'm talking about 4 months.
Right. Okay. Any questions for Lou? Discussion? Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 54 of 2022, a resolution to authorize the purchase of Microsoft's Surface Go 3 tablets and accessories for the use with the new parcel and permitting software.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, resolutions on the table. Looking ahead into the 21st century here. Anything you want to add here?
No, just I really wanted to thank members of the Information Technology Committee who worked really hard to make sure that all the hardware that we are purchasing tonight works well with our new software. Meg Springley, Matt Andrus, Melinda Acker, Steve Myers, and John, I know you've had input as well, so thank you for joining that. Councilwoman Flood and myself were really pleased that we are moving forward with this Like you said, Mr. Supervisor, we're moving into the 21st century, and we're really making great efforts to make, help some departments work more efficiently. So I know the folks that will be getting this equipment and working on this new software are very excited.
And I'm sure once the any training is completed, we'll have not only better connectivity between departments, but reduction in overall expenses as we increase productivity. So, so I think this will be a good thing for the departments.
That was one of the things when we met with everybody, like Steve Myers had said, if we had one of these, you know, these little GoPro things, that they could actually do inspections on the spot and send it like electronically, and it would save them time from driving back and forth places. So I think we will see a lot of productivity increase with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, Teresa.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 55 of 2022, a resolution authorizing ABS Solutions to assist with the deployment and implementation of the parcel permitting software as the town migrates from the prior platform Municipal to the Citizen Serve.
So moved. Second.
The resolution's on the table. We had a program that was no longer going to be supported, so we moved to a new program. So looking forward to getting that fully implemented. Any discussion? Okay, Teresa.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 56 of 2022, a resolution authorizing the hiring of 2022 summer help for the Buildings and Grounds Department.
Resolution's on the table. Summer help. That sounds like we're moving in the right direction. Doesn't feel it,
Yeah, sure.
doesn't look it, but
Well, yeah, these are all returning seasonal employees. I still need some new ones, because I have some that are not coming back, graduated and whatnot, moved on to other things. So I could use about 4 college students. If anybody knows some, send them my way. But these are all returners. Some of them are actually retirees that come back and help during the summer also. And pretty cut and dry. Summer's coming and we need the help.
yeah, absolutely. Get some familiar names on there. And hopefully we have a couple coming in to get an application. I don't know if they came in late today, but trying to do some recruitment.
Very good. Need it.
Any questions for Dan? Okay, Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 57 of 2022, a resolution accepting proposals from T&J Electrical Associates Incorporated, Clifton Park and Executive Electric LLC Amsterdam for the electrical repair and maintenance of the town-owned streetlights.
Resolution's on the table. Dan? Good to see Clifton Park Company with the bid.
Yeah, T&J, they've done some work for us before, and this is really kind of their specialty, is working on streetlights. So I think they're going to be really quick to respond. They have a very large fleet, a lot of employees, a lot of trucks, a lot of equipment. So we have a car accident or something, takes a pole down, we should be able to get right out there and get after it. You have to be licensed to work on this stuff. And as soon as it comes off the primary, it gets the secondary lines, then it becomes a property of the town. So we have to have licensed electricians who know what they're doing to get up there and start messing around with these 25,000 volt lines. So yeah, that's they've been good with every other project we've done with them. Been very easy to deal with, nice work. So I think it'll be fine. Executive Electric as a backup, just for some reason something huge happens, T&J can't get here. Executive Electric did all this conversion for the town. This contract, so I got a lot of experience with them, and they also have a lot of trucks and a lot of good electricians, very easy to deal with. So this should make anything that goes wrong a little bit streamlined, easy for us over here.
Good. Good. All right. Any questions for Dan? All right, Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 58 of 2022, a resolution awarding the bid for a new leaf vacuum for the Clifton Knolls Leaf District.
Second.
All right, resolutions on the table, Leaf District action.
So Charlie Rick from the Leaf District and his committee and I went out actually 3 times to bid for a leaf vac machine. There's really only 2 companies in the area that offer the leaf vac that we were looking for, and both times they didn't bid. And then the 3rd time we went out to bid, and I screamed and yelled at a salesperson because he didn't get the 2nd bid in. And he goes, "Oh, we were bought out by the company that already sent you the bid." So really now there's only one company that is providing these types of trailers that the Leaf District Committee is a big fan of. They're larger, they have better intakes, and they're a little easier to work on for our mechanics, so we're gonna go that way. It's just a newer model, newer year, but still pretty much the same as always. So this is what the committee, Leaf District Committee is looking to purchase. And it will be Omaha orange.
Dan, is
Very
this
good.
replacing the one that you were currently using?
Nope, it will not be replacing any that are currently being used. At this point, there's going to be, we usually have one backup, and it's usually the oldest one. So the backup, this will be replacing, I guess, not the backup, one that's in the current fleet, and one of the newer ones will be the backup. So they'll be looking to go to auction with the oldest leaf machine now.
Okay, any additional discussion? Okay, Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Walowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 59 of 2022, a resolution authorizing short-term use of street sweeping services from Evolution Construction Services for use by the Highway Department.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, resolutions on the table, some street sweeping action now.
So we currently have 2 sweepers, down from 3. We're just going to be using them for 2 weeks to work out the southern part of Clifton Park. Our relatively newer sweeper is going to work the northern part of Clifton Park, and then our oldest sweeper is going to be working the center of Clifton Park. We're only using it for 2 weeks because it's so expensive. We're piggybacking off the county's bid, and we did go with the lowest bidder and a pretty good reputable company, and Evolution Services. So we're only using for 2 weeks. That'll help us kind of get that spring started. Everybody kind of feels good once they see the sweeper going around. And we're going to be offering the haul trucks so that we won't be contracting that out. Our guys are going to be moving around, driving around, taking the leaf or taking the sweepings away and down to our regular facility. So only for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Where are we staying with the one that was destroyed?
Yeah, I'm waiting on Dave Meager from our insurance company to kind of give me the go-ahead to move forward. I know that they've paid us cash for it, and I just have to sit down with Mark and kind of figure out where we go from this point, seeing that we've paid out the lease. So I think Mark and I just have to get another lease going with what we had approved in the budget back in 2020.
So these are custom-built machines, just like the one that was damaged, correct?
Pretty much. They kind of have a plan to them, but they're really a proprietary item. Though they do certain things. The Elgin style sweepers, they're designed in what we've been trained to use. So it's kind of tough when we get something brand new and nobody knows how to use it. They're expensive pieces of equipment, very delicate, as crazy as it sounds. But just being in that fire, everything, the computers all burned up, the computers all melted out, everything melted out. So the employees are far more comfortable with the Elgin vehicles, and I'd rather have them perform on something that has performed for us in the past and that they're comfortable.
So are these in back order, much like the snowplows are? Is it going to take a long
Oh,
time
yeah,
for us to get these?
18 months, 24 months. Anything with a chassis over the size of a pickup truck is going to be forever. And it didn't help when they shut down the Canadian border either, because all those companies that were building those trucks, they shut down for a few weeks.
Thanks.
Okay, very good. Any further discussion?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Stander?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 60 of 2022, a resolution to extend a professional services contract with the Barton and Judas for engineering and consulting services for drainage remediation on Bruno Road.
So moved.
So we talked a little bit about this
Motion's on
last
the
week,
table,
and,
we got, Blank and Nadler done.
going to do
And we're
is
looking
to
to,
extend the contract,
Finish up the, third one that, was hanging out there,
which is
so
kind of funny
hopefully we
because
can get this
we
done.
needed a permit, and we had trouble getting the permit through the Parks and Historic Preservation Commission through the state. Lots of going back and forth, but it's nice. They wrote out everything that they're going to continue doing for us. This is really just a headache with permits, which is kind of funny. I know the Saratoga County Sewer District did a whole ton of work down there. They didn't seem to have any issues with permit, but we are. So I asked them for a little guidance on how they were able to do all their work. They really didn't have an answer for me, but we're following the rules on this one, and that's the way I'd like to do it.
Okay, any further discussion? Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Stander?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes. Any other business come before the board? Okay. As far as public privilege, John, did you have anything?
No, thank you.
Linda and Marucci's? Any comments you want to make on any town matter? No? Keep it historic. Making history.
Motion to adjourn.
Very good. Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Stander?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes, thank you.
Vacation.